Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to the third channel hotel review video, and today I'm staying in a very nice hotel here in Taiwan. In fact, it's a hotel I would say is too nice. And when most people say, oh, it's too nice, it's too fancy, they mean like, oh yeah, well this is just, you know, a little bit nicer than I was expecting. But in this case, I'd like to actually explain to you why a hotel or, you know, anything can be too good, why there is such a thing as too much. Because again, this is just random hotel roulette. It was the cheapest hotel in the city center, near where I needed to be, but it's such a nice hotel that I needed to talk about why it's probably too nice. Because again, it's perhaps, I think it was genuinely the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. There's so many little fun touches that maybe we could touch on, like, oh look, here's a little bathtub with a little peeky hole to see into the shower. Like, how often do you need that? Probably not ever, but it's cool regardless, right? Oh look, here's the shower facing right away from the toilet, so you can look in from one to the other. Is that actually useful? I'm not sure. But like, we've got bidet toilet going on right here with a bunch of different settings. You know, it's a heated toilet seat. You don't need it in this temperature. If you look over here, we've got two sets of like closets. There's a free mini bar. There's so many cool things about this hotel, in my opinion, or like nice little touches. Like looking over here, we get some complimentary apples. I think they're real apples, but we get some complimentary apples. They feel pretty real, and we can eat them with a knife and fork, which is apparently a thing that people do in nice hotels. Look at this mirror right here. Look at everything here. It's just super, super nice and, look, I don't know, luxurious is maybe the word, right? But I would argue it's too luxurious. I would argue having this really nice, I think this is like the sort of thing you sit on and you pose and you get painted like one of your French girls or something. You know, like looking around this whole place, you can see how it's super, super great, but I'm gonna go ahead and say too great, right? Because looking at this as a great example, it's a really impractical chair, but I also reckon it's very comfortable. I'm going to give it a quick lay down right now to prove that point, but like I reckon it's really comfortable, and I don't really appreciate it right now. Like I didn't want this before I had it, but now I've had it, I'm going to be like, well, next time I stay in a hotel like this, I'm going to need things like this weird, I don't know how you can describe this, like a chair you lay on like in Greek paintings, or like, oh yeah, you know, look at the size of this desk. It's so nice. Look at the size of that lamp, for instance. It's such a big lamp. This, like, I don't know how to show you, like, apple for scale. This is the size of a lamp. The fact that it has pretty much every single individual thing that like lots of other hotels have done right, like it has USB charging, 4 USB ports next to the bed, it has so much of everything, it has everything perfectly. It's also really well decorated. I would argue too much for me, like a bit over the top, but like, you know, if you're into this sort of thing, it's cool having a picture of a horse on the wall. Again, that actually is kind of weird. But I would say, or like, look, there's actually scales, something that so many hotels seem to lack, but I do think it's a genuine problem. And I think it's a problem because, you know, one of the things that I always, I think is something that people get themselves into without realizing, kind of like lifestyle creep, or like creep of anything really, like slowly wanting to do everything bigger and better than before. And with something like a hotel, like, oh yeah, well, I mean, it was the same price as everything else, but now my expectations of what a hotel can be have been raised, and now everything else is lower in that pecking order. And again, I hope that I'm not affected by it, but on some subconscious level, you must be, right? When you see a hotel that's like, oh, this is perfectly located in the city, and it's this nice, everything's so perfectly put together. Maybe it's just because I've been on a plane all day, but it seems like a perfect hotel to me. Tell me if you agree. And then it has so many nice things on top, like the free mini bar, like the USB port charging, like this, for example. I love this. Like when you want to go to sleep, instead of having to turn off all the lights individually, like some hotels, some goddamn forsaken hotels make you do, you press one button, say I'm going to sleep, and this happens. Or doesn't happen, rather. You press one button to go to sleep, and then this happens. It's nice, right? It's really nice. I've got this light turned on separately, I think. But yeah, then you can turn it all on full, and it turns on again. It's super nice, it's super classy, and it's over the top. Again, given that this is mostly a base for me to, like, again, I'm going to be getting some street food, I'm going to be climbing a mountain, doing it, or trying to climb a mountain, I guess. There's going to be a few things I'm doing, but it seems like the sort of hotel that you'd stay in because you're going somewhere to stay in the hotel, and to have it as just a base, it's too much. This is my, oh, I don't know why some of the lights didn't turn back on. You know, I don't understand how this hotel works. It does have some universal plugs, by the way, which again, so many hotels don't. Like, travelers are coming to your hotel. People from all over the world, why not have plug sockets that everyone can use? These things built onto the wall, it's a clever little thing. And yeah, I think having something and then losing it is worse than having never had it. It's better to have loved and to have lost than to have never loved at all. It's a lie. You know, if you didn't know what love was, you wouldn't be sad that you'd never been in a relationship or whatever. Also, I just realized The bathtub has a mirror. I don't know if that's a good thing. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, there's a little candle in there. Lots of nice things in here. But I think it's too nice. I think lifestyle creep is a real problem that so many people get themselves into without ever realizing, and then it's like, again, it makes it harder to ever go down again. And if you accidentally do it, in this case, literally accidentally, right, then it creates a real issue of like, how do you ever step down from this? Now I know what a really cool hotel looks like. Every other hotel is slightly lower down in my head. Or maybe you disagree with that. Maybe you think lifestyle creep's all a lie and it's what people tell themselves to justify the thing. But it does seem to be that most people have this thing where like, oh yeah, well now this is just the new norm. Now I'm going to start looking for hotels like this. I'll spend the premium to stay in something like this. And a part of me thinks, maybe I would. Maybe that's the thing I like. Anyway, this is a little rant. I haven't slept properly in quite some time because weird flights, being woken up. Whole story of that you've seen in a separate, or you will see in a separate video soon. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video. Third channel, don't care. Wait, I got a perfect outro. By the way, look at the sink. Again, everything's nice. I try and find a thing in here where you're like, actually, that's not up to my preferences. That's not up to my standards. Because, at least for me it is. Because I'm assuming there's also a good view out there. It's just there's a big thing in the way. I don't know how you undo that either. There's probably a button for it, I imagine. But yeah, wait, let's see what the view's all. Oh god, I'm being crushed to death by this lamp. I reckon behind here there is. Oh, look at that view. It's a view of like the rest of the hotel, maybe. There's a swimming pool in the background though. That's nice. But yeah. Anyway, third channel. Don't care. Goodbye.